In this video, I'm going to talk about case deflection within Dynamics 365 Customer Service module. What is a case deflection? Case deflection is a technique which allows an end user to search for a resolution before raising a case in the system. Now, what do you mean by that? It means that before we even raise a customer support ticket within the portal, you need to undergo some mandatory search. Now, if within that search, if you find the resolution, well and good. If not, then you can go ahead and start creating your case. Now, it is kind of a self service activity conducted by the initiator or the case creator. Why it is used? Basically, it is implemented for efficient utilization of the system. Now, we don't want people creating cases for which the resolution has already been found. We don't want people reinventing the wheel. Now, if the resolution is already there in the system, why not refer to it and then follow those process and procedures? Because sometimes people might put very trivial issue within the system, and the issue lies around with the user resolution itself. Now, the user can self-serve those requests rather than putting some very heavy load into the backend support service. Now, what it does, it restricts creation of case which already exist in the system. Okay, the user is presented with predefined knowledge articles or maybe similar content with blog post, forums, web pages, etc., which user can refer to it, and thereby the case can get deflected and resolved on its own. Now, it eliminates repetition of similar cases as well. And in order to enable that, you need to do some sort of special settings within your site settings for enabling those case deflections. Now, this settings is mainly only for disabling of the case deflection module. Okay, so let me jump into the demo part and show you what do you mean by that. Okay, now I'm in the Microsoft site. Even the Microsoft site says the same thing. It says case deflection consists of a mandatory search that the user must go through before they can create a new case. Okay, now let me show you in action what do you mean by that. Okay, now this is a case management system. Okay, now this interface is applicable for an internal user, so internal organization user can see the cases submitted by various channels. Now, one of the channel can be, say, Power Pages portal. Now, if a Power Pages portal for Dynamics customer service is implemented within your organization, that means any external user who is part of that particular system can raise a case within the system, and then this case gets registered over here. Now, we don't want people overwhelming this case repository, and thereby within that portal there is a facility called as case deflection, through which if a user tries to create a case, before that user tries to create a case, there will be a special place for him or her to specify the keywords, and then once that keyword is written, those keywords will be referred in the knowledge articles and checked for if there are any similar related tickets or information, so that the user can look into the information and just not raise the case in the system. Okay, now how it looks like, I'll show you. Now, this is my Dynamics customer service portal looks like. Okay, now here in the if you see in the home my support page, I can see one box which says what can we help you with. Okay, now this is an example of case deflection. It says, okay, so take for example, if I have an issue with my earbuds. Okay, so then if I start typing this information, earbuds, it will try finding in the repository, and if it finds something in the repository, it will surface out the knowledge base article. Now, the moment I click on this, then it will redirect me to the knowledge base article, and then I can refer to this knowledge base article, and then I can make me resolve my issue. Okay, now this is just informatory piece for testing purposes, but you can define your own knowledge article with the troubleshooting steps as well. Okay, now let me go back. Now, this is before you even raise a ticket. Okay, but what if you just don't see this information and then you just come here and say open, click on open a new case. Now here, when you open a new case, this is the form to raise a new case. So any information you enter over here and successfully submit, it will go in that case repository in the backend. Now, here also we can do something called as a case deflection. So let's assume a user has an issue with Surface earbuds. Okay, now see what happens. If I start typing earbuds not working, the moment I type this information, it will give me various suggested topics, and one of them will be the Surface earbuds. Now, then and there itself, I can refer to this knowledge base uh, and get my issue resolved. But if I think that no, this case might have not been raised earlier, or the knowledge base does not exist for this issue, then I can go ahead and then type my case type, subject, description, and then submit this information. So I have this option. Okay, I can completely bypass this, but it is always a wise suggestion to have a look into the knowledge base article and get your issue resolved so that we have less case in the system. And this is also helpful when a customer has an entitlement that for a particular contract, the customer can only raise say 10 ticket in a year. So if you want to limit yourself in raising a ticket, then this will be a useful feature to be used while raising a ticket. Now, how do we set all this information? Is, in customer service admin center, you can go into knowledge, and then within knowledge you can have various settings. Like, once we have record types, so to what record type we have the case deflection enabled. Okay, what are the general settings? Okay, now the general setting would be to set up some sort of knowledge search experience. Now here, if you see enable suggest as you type, if you mark it as yes, it will show you relevant article matching user search text as they type in the search text box. But for this, you need to enable the dataverse search, which is again a different topic on its own. Okay, I'm just showing you some settings which will help you in setting up the case deflection. Now here, you need to set up an external portal as well to create those knowledge base article surface out to the end user. Okay, also in Power Pages or Power Portal Management, there is one setting called as HelpDesk Case Deflection Enabled. Now, this setting can be used to disable the case deflection functionality. Okay, if you mark this as false, this can be easily turned off. Okay, so that's it, folks. This is all about case deflection. Make use of case deflection within your organization to limit creation of cases and reduce the load for your backend team, for customer service agents who work in resolving the cases. And it's always a better practice to have some sort of a knowledge repository created well beforehand, so that a user can self-serve the request and not raise the request within your case management system. Thank you. Thanks for watching.